Hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name's Steve. If you're new to my channel, these videos are all about my Porsche 992 Carrera. In today's video, I'm going to take you on an interior walk around. If you've watched a lot of the other videos, you'll see I've put a lot of information in there about the driver's point of view inside this car and the interior. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start by getting in the back. So if you're an owner of a 992 Carrera, you'll know that the back seats are not that big. So to get into these back seats, you've got a pull tab here. It's about 2 fingers deep. You need to pull it backwards towards the rear window and you'll get a click, and then you pull it forward. Now, in my seating position, that is how much floor space that we've got left. I'm going to attempt to show you how bad it is, but you know, if I can't get in or I'm a bit crushed, please don't laugh. Okay, so it's a little bit dark, and as you can see, I can't get the seat all the way back. My legs are crushed. I literally have nowhere to go. Headroom not that great. I apologise if it's a bit dark in here. I'm filming in the car park. Even with the seat in a position it's not my own, there's still not very much leg room in here, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so that is not the easiest place to get out of, but there we go. In the back here we do have these ISO fixing points, which are just velcroed on. Just pull them off. There you go. I was shown a video before I bought this car by somebody on YouTube that tried to put a rear facing child seat in here and it was impossible. The same way that I was crushed, you just can't get the seat back. So I don't know if these are good for booster seats if you've got little kids, but that is basically the situation. Now, in regards to getting the back seats down, there is just a little handle over here. Pull it and it comes forward. You can do the same on the other side. And there you go, that is the shelf space. You can also see that you've got a little bit of ledge space at the back there. So I have actually brought my tape measure with me, and I'm going to show you how deep this rear seat is so you can see how much room there is. So from that point there to just about where the rear seats come back and you would be touching, that is how much space that we've got. So you can get a little bit on these shelves. We'll go for the width. That's where we are. Nearly a metre, not quite a metre. Now that is obviously limited by what you can get in past the seat into the back. Now there is obviously space there to work with, but if I show you with the tape measure how much you can actually get in. I once measured that space out thinking I was going to be able to get something in there, and then I realised I actually can't get it past the door frame. So I'll show you how much space you've got there, and then you can work out how much you can probably get on the back seat. So basically that is what you've got to play with, because you've got to be able to get something in here and around there and then into the back seat. When it comes to popping these back up, just make sure you get the seatbelt out the way like that. Click it in, stays up, seatbelt tucked back in by that button. If you want to see the locking mechanism, that's the point there. Click, lock. The seatbelt's held in place by that button again. These ISO fix points, they're just velcro back into place like that. Working our way in from the outside then, so we've got the door handle, we've got the locking, open and lock buttons, your door handle. These duckets are just open duckets, they don't pull out, there's nothing in there, but there's quite a little bit of storage space there. You've got your buttons for your windows, door mirrors. I've got the fold mirrors. I'm not sure what the other button's for. If anybody knows what goes there, let me know. I find this 992 seating position a bit more comfortable than I did in my 718 Cayman. Because it's a PDK and there's no clutch pedal, we've got the foot pedal that you're probably going to put your left foot on nearly all the time. With that, you've got a little bit more cushioning down the tunnel. Now I'll show you that now, and it's where your knee rests. So that cushion there, I tend to find my left knees resting against this quite a lot because I've got my foot down there. So when I got my foot over, got quite a bit of cushion in there. It's better than it hitting onto this. In regards to the dash layout, I've kind of been through the instrument cluster in another video. If you want to see that one, jump back and have a look. We've got the steering wheel here. It's brand new wheel in this car. You've got the floating buttons design on the left and the right. We've got a skip forward button here. You can make this favourite button a skip back if you want to for the radio, and that'll toggle through the volume. Voice control, I'll be honest with you, I've never used it. I'm not sure whether I'll ever use it, but it is there. And then on this side, obviously, you've got a return button. This is your scroll for the dial above. And this one takes you backwards and forwards between the two dials. On the steering column there, we've also got the cruise control. Underneath, we have the handle here for adjusting the steering column. I didn't take the sports chrono, that's what the middle of the dash looks like without the clock in place. And we'll come down to the centre console here. There's a lot of buttons that used to be down this side and this side on both the 991 Carrera and the 718 Cayman. A lot of those buttons have now migrated onto the PCM along with the stop button. You've got your buttons here. I think they've got slightly different layouts in nearly all the cars depending on what you went with. That takes you straight into wet mode, sport mode, hazards, traction control, and that one's stability. This side you've got your radio controls. This side you can scroll through the menu if you don't want to use the touch screen. And then you've got the air conditioning. Now the air conditioning's got the basic setups here. You've got your either side temperature fans. I've turned it off at the moment just because the fans make a lot of noise in the background while I'm trying to talk, but if we go into the climate settings on the car, you'll see there that you've got nearly every combination. You've got where you want it pointed. Turn all your different settings on and off. Turn the centre on and off. I turn the centre off because I tend to find that these fans at the top blow a lot of air into my face while I'm driving, so I keep those ones off. But it's a fairly simple system. I've not had any bother with it so far. I just get in. I usually just set the fans away with this middle one and then the temperatures on either side, and it seems to do the trick. I'm quite happy with it. In regards to this ducket here, there was a lot of complaining because this is either a ducket or it is a cup holder. Now this just push fits with the rubber ends. Obviously there's not much in there. I just keep my cup holder in here. The cup holder actually just clicks in. If you want that cup holder out, you pull that button in, lifts out. Simple as that. Glove box, it's not too bad. It's about the usual size for a glove box. It's a little pen holder. It's big enough to get my cup holder and my handbook back in, so I'll just leave them in there like that. You've got your other cup holder for the passenger over here if you want to use it. This weird floating island business that a lot of people complain about, saying this looked like a bronze shaver. I personally think they should have just stuck these on as buttons instead of making that lever there. It would have just made that totally flat and there wouldn't really have been much to complain about. I mean, if you've got the manual and you're using this as a cup holder, you're going to have arm problems. I mean, from this point of view with the automatic, it's not really an issue. I never use the cup holder, but if you were using it, it's not going to get in the way of anything. We've looked at this armrest before. Just press the button, open it up. You've got the ability to put a few things in. I use my iPhone all the time with that cable plugged in. Charges it quite quickly. You get a decent connection for the iPod. Never had any problems with that so far. This arm doesn't particularly go back very far. Not that you would probably want to keep it open, but it's probably could have done with that hinge being able to go back further than that, but it's a little bit hindered by the tunnel behind. I didn't go with the automatic rear dimming, so I'm just still got the flip down mirror, which does come in handy at this time of year when you've got quite bright lights from Range Rovers in your eye line. And then outside of that, you have got the mirrors on the flaps, and you've also got LED light in there as well. That's on both sides. So there you go. There was a quick walk around video of the interior of my car. Everybody's car is going to be slightly different. I didn't get some of the optional extras that other people will be able to show you, but I haven't missed anything. I feel like I got everything that I needed. Hopefully you found the information about the back seat interesting, entertaining maybe. It's not a lot of space back there, but you will have a little bit of use for some things. It's just hindered by how much you can actually get through the doorway. If you've enjoyed today's video, if you could please give it a like. If you want to see more videos about the 992, please subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.